What's up, meatbags? It's the often imitated, never duplicated Tony TGD, otherwise known as the Chicano Stan Lee. And you probably noticed I've been awfully quiet on Twitter for the last few hours. Well, that's because anti-CG nerds and Rippatards mass flagged a tweet I did, causing Twitter to suspend me for 12 hours. 12 hours. Now we're going to get into it. We're going to talk about how these guys were really upset with the things I said, my repping CG. And this is all because of Vickyverse. Of course, Vickyverse had to be involved because she is very, very angry that EVS does not give her the time of day. She wants that attention. She wants that big, bad booty daddy to come give her a little bit of attention, and he just won't. And Vicky cannot handle it. But before we get into it, let me remind you to like the video, share this with everybody. Everybody needs to know. They need to be warned because these Rippatards will come for you. They're coming for CG. They got to protect Big Bad Eric. They got to make sure that Eric is protected at all costs. So make sure you share this with everybody. And of course, if you're new here, if you just stumbled on this video, why don't you go ahead and do me a favor and subscribe to the channel. Now, as you can see, right here is my account. It is locked. So what's going on? What is the deal? Let me move myself down here so I can read it just a little bit better. It says, we've temporarily limited some of your account features. Frog Tony and the Geek Getaway. What happened? We have determined that you have violated the X rules. So we've temporarily limited some of your account features. While in this state, you can still browse X, but you're limited to only sending direct messages to your followers. No posts, reposts, follows, or likes. Your account will be restored to functionality in 8 hours and 42 minutes. That's right. I am in Twitter jail. But why? What did I do? What was so horrendous that I had to be put in Twitter jail? Well, let's take a look. Right there, this is the tweet in question. It says, tweet 1 of 1, violating our rules against violent speech. Violent. They said I was violent. You may not share abusive content, harass someone, or encourage others to do so. Now, of course, I am arguing with Vickyverse in this exchange, and I'm pretty sure, as much as I despise Vicky, she's not the one who reported it, because Vicky don't care. Vicky will go back and forth with you. I'll give her at least that much. But these Rippatards, they were waiting. These anti-CG people, they were in the wings, waiting, hoping that I would step just one toe over the line, just enough that they could report me, and then I could be removed from Twitter. I mean, they've tried it 3 times, 3 DMCA strikes from Andrew. I'm sure Andrew, Alex, and Eric July were all watching this thread. They're waiting. They've been waiting. And this is the result. This is the result. So what did I tweet? Let's look. It says, at the Vickyverse, I hope you get cancer and live forever. I wished that Vicky would live forever. How? How is this violent? Huh? How is this abusive? Hey, I hope you live forever, Vicky. I hope you do get cancer, but you live forever. And then you can't see because it doesn't show you, but that link there was a GIF. It was a GIF image of someone giving Vicky a hug, saying, hey, let me send you a hug. It was one of those hug gifts, right? Letting Vicky know it's all love. It's all love, Vicky. I want you to live forever. As evil, as conniving, as vitriolic. I know Vicky loves them V words, As vitriolic as Vicky is, I wish she would live forever so she could see how impotent her screaming into the void is as she tries and fails time and time again to stop the movement that is Comicsgate. But let's take a look at the full thread so we get a full picture of what was going on. I mean, what was it that me and Vicky were arguing over? So we're going to go over to Twitter. So Vicky said, no creators in CG has anyone's back, right? Why was that? Why was it? So I guess we got to take a little trip. So this all started with Katie Did, good friend of the channel. She says, this is why I love Comicsgate. We all have each other's backs and support one another. This Mr. Batman person says, women like this are no different from grifters like Anita Sarkeesian and Zoe Quinn. She is 100% different. Katie Did is not trying to impose her will on the community. She's not trying to tell Comicsgate what it's supposed to be. She's not trying to tell comics creators how they're supposed to create comics. Anita Sarkeesian was cancer on the video game industry, and we're still trying to fight it off. We're still in recovery from the cancer that was Anita Sarkeesian and Zoe Quinn. It says they're on the other side doing the same shit. Again, Katie did holds no power. She's not trying to get any power. She's just expressing a love for comics, a love for good art, and friendship. Friendship. You guys are upset that Katie is happy to have friends on the internet. How fucking pathetic can you be, Mr. Batman? How pathetic that you're upset that Katie has friends on the internet, and just one of them happens to be Ethan, Uncle E. It says, we all, #Complicate, have each other's backs. A couple of laughing emojis. Their lies are not much different than the ones told by SJWs. What lies? Katie said no lies. If you are in CG, if you're a Comicsgate supporter, you'll have our back. We'll have your back. We look out for each other. We make sure that no one's getting canceled. I mean, having each other's back doesn't mean we support every single book. It doesn't mean that we stick our necks out, right? It doesn't mean that we're fighting your fights for you. What it means is when you need help, when you need somebody to retweet your campaign, when you need somebody to bring on your show, say, hey, Comicsgater will come on. When you need a platform, a Comicsgater will have you on. We support each other. We make sure that we promote each other. We make sure that good art is put above everything. It's not about money. It's not about how many comics you've sold. It's about creating good art. And if you're in Comicsgate, you understand that. But of course, Mr. Batman, he took exception. So did the Vikiverse here. He says no creators in CG have anyone's back alone. So we got to go to the show more replies, obviously. No, actually, no. My fault. We got to go back to where we were. That's right, because it was a quote tweet. See, I forgot. I've been off Twitter so long that I forgot what it is I was doing on Twitter. And it says, my crew bleeds, #Comicsgate. And we got every CG supporters back. That's right. If you're a Comicsgate and you need somewhere to talk about your book, you need to launch your book. We've had people on here launch their book already. Talk about their campaigns. Get people. Promotion. Get eyes on the product. And, we're not, just patting people on the head, telling them their books are good one or not. We're critiquing, we're criticizing, we're helping each other improve and get better. Some things that, the Rippaverse don't understand. But Vicky says, Molby has CG's back. Are you touched? Molby, of course, is Father Hostage, who is a frequent guest on here. Now, I did not mention Molby by name. I didn't mention Moby. I didn't say Moby was part of my crew. Obviously, everybody knows when I talk about my crew, I'm talking about the guys on my channel. I'm talking about Finbar, I'm talking about Potion Sword Run, I'm talking about Blinded Braille, talking about TJ Laser, right? And by extension, Katie did, Richard Embry, my guys. Moby, he comes and goes. People like Leighton, Vito, these are my guys, right? Certain people do come and go. But not everybody who's on the channel, not everybody who shows up to a live stream is part of the crew. But Vicky doesn't understand it. She thinks that immediately, whenever somebody streams with you, then immediately they're the crew, right? That's how the crew works. It's not how it works, Vicky. It's not how it works at all. Of course, Lunga had to come in and say, crew, poor Lunga. Still can't get no attention. Still can't get no love. Still can't reach for things on top of the refrigerator. Must be a sad life being such a little man. So obviously this post violated the X rules. That's the post. That's the one that got flagged, right? So you got nothing. Shocking is what Vicky said. But I said, hey, nothing. Vicky, I already said my crew is CG and we have each other's backs. You can read, right? And then immediately after that, my account was flagged. I was taken down. I was removed from Twitter, put in Twitter jail. Why? Because, like I said, the Rippatards, the anti-CG people couldn't handle that someone like me, someone who's very vocal, has connections, has lots of people that know who he is, people that have experienced my epic journalism, my epic takedown of Tommy Tallarico, and the fact that I have bigger YouTubers that are friends of mine. You can't have someone like me representing CG. That breaks the narrative, right? So they had to try and silence me. Luckily, it's only a 12-hour ban. They would have liked more, but only 12 hours. So as soon as it's over, I will be back on Twitter, repping CG like I always do, making sure people get the word out. But hey, don't let it happen to you, because this could happen to you, and You might not have a voice. You might not have a platform where you can talk about this and let people know what's going on. So if you don't see me on Twitter for a couple hours, for about 8 more hours, you know why. But as always, love, peace, booty grease. I'm out this bitch.